RV student section, and here's what's coming up on Sports Desk.
Coming up on this edition of Sports Desk, we'll check out fall highlights, hear from our athletic director, and rewind some classic RV moments. Here's your host, Rock Roberson.
What's rockin' RV, and welcome to Sports Desk. I'm Rock Roberson. The fall sports season is up and running, and many of our teams have had some exciting moments. Let's take a look back at some highlights from the month of September with the RV Recap.
The Red Devil football team held their season opener earlier than expected as they hosted Pleasantville on September 5th. What was originally scheduled to be a road game turned out to be an impromptu home matchup as the Red Devils made their 2025 Mount Holly debut. Last year's matchup with the Greyhounds offered plenty of excitement on both sides of the ball, while this year's edition turned into a defensive game early on. A muffed punt gave RV the early advantage, scoring 2 points on a safety. The Greyhounds, despite their offensive struggles, managed to keep RV out of the end zone for most of the first half. Senior quarterback Savian Adams finally broke through the Pleasantville front seven, rushing in from 5 yards out to extend RV's lead to 10. The Greyhounds then struck back, connecting on a series of big pass plays which led to their first and only touchdown of the night. The Red Devils continued to chip away, forcing a late turnover in the third quarter, which led to a field goal from senior Jamison Hollander. The Devils finally got their offense going, finding big plays in the second half, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown run from senior Jameer Bellamy. RV moved to 2-0 after their first home victory in 2025. The boys soccer team celebrated senior night on September 17th with a matchup against Bishop Eustis. The first half was a defensive struggle as neither team was able to gain an advantage thanks to solid goalkeeping. The second half, however, was a different story as senior Jaden Maxwell finally ended the scoring drought by putting RV on the board. Maxwell would go on to add his second goal of the night as fellow senior Steven Olsen-Marmion would add a goal of his own to put RV up 3-0. The Crusaders would strike back on a penalty shot to narrow the gap, but it wouldn't be enough as senior Aiden Brighting scored the final goal of the evening to give RV a 4-1 victory under the lights of Coach Bill Gordon Field. Girls volleyball faced off against Lenape on September 25th. The Red Devils and the Indians met in a mid-season matchup as both tried to improve their postseason positioning. The RV girls battled through the contest but ultimately fell to Lenape by a final score of 2-0. To round out the month, RV played host to Camden on September 26th in a rematch of last year's divisional championship game. Ranked in the top 10 in the state, the 4-0 Red Devils had a tough matchup with the also top 20 ranked Panthers, as both teams came out and put on a defensive show, causing numerous turnovers and leading to a mostly scoreless first half. It wasn't until late in the second quarter when Camden finally broke through to take an 8-0 lead. The Panthers and Red Devils traded punches until the very end of the game, when RV took advantage of another turnover and finally found the end zone with just over 2 minutes left. The 2-point conversion, however, was no good, so RV's defense had to hold on once more to give themselves a chance. In the end, the Panthers' defense held the Red Devils in check as Camden handed RV their first loss of the year, 8-6. For Sports Desk, I'm Jason Sapp.
With so many teams competing at RV, there's a lot of information to go around. For more insight into our programs, let's now join our athletic director for this edition of the AD's Address.
Good afternoon, Red Devil Nation. This is Athletic Director Mike Lamb. I'm joined with my trusty sidekick here, Mr. Bozarth, who was our Assistant Athletic Director. Surreal to think that we are sitting here doing a end of September recap. I don't know where the time has gone. It just seems like it was summertime, and now we are halfway through seasons for the fall teams. I want to thank you all to this point for your support of our teams. It's always great to see the number of parents, the number of students that come out and support our programs. I want to do a quick recap for you of what we have so far, starting with boys soccer. One of the common themes you'll hear us say around here is how tough our conference is. The Olympic Conference is widely regarded as one of the toughest conferences in the state, if not the best. But our boys soccer team, very young team, very inexperienced team, but have been very, very competitive, had some big wins and some really close losses. So I expect them to continue forward on their path and improve and possibly make some serious waves in the playoffs. Same thing with girls soccer. Girls soccer is off to a 2-9 start. However, as I said, with our conference, we have a couple teams that were state champions last year that still return quite a few players, and our girls have had to run a pretty severe gauntlet of competition. Girls tennis has made a great turnaround from the past season that they had, where they had literally no returning varsity players this year, and actually have made the playoffs and have a playoff game against Millville in the first round. Girls volleyball, again, is a year more mature. They were very inexperienced after getting hit hard with graduation. Again, they continue to grow each week. You can see some definite improvement, like our other teams that are a little bit young. Field hockey, the girls have, obviously with the Olympic Conference in field hockey is the best conference in the state. However, our girls have been competitive in every single game and are really, really a dangerous team right now. We've had a couple close losses with Cherokee, who's also ranked up there. It's only a matter of time before our girls knock down this door and beat a top 10 opponent. Cross country is off to a fine season again. Both boys and girls are very competitive in our conference. It's hard to report on cross country because most of what we do now with cross country are batch meets and invitational. Our two standouts, I just know that we had the Ray Hogan recently. Teddy Jones finished second for RV boys cross country, and Mary Casano finished second for RV girls cross country, which is tremendous showings on their part. And again, our two coaches do a fine job with getting them ready for the postseason. Finally, football. As you know, football's been off to a great start. Very highly ranked team. We've gotten some pretty wide acclaim statewide. Unfortunately, we had a couple injuries that they've had to fight through of late, and we're hoping that we get those guys back soon. Obviously, our quarterback, who is widely considered one of the top 5 or 6 players in the whole state, being injured has put a damper on what we're able to do as a team, but we've still fought through it. And the football team obviously has nothing short of a state championship in sight.
So I just want to touch base on our ticketing system. It's on Vanco. We have the link on our homepage. So for all our home events for like football games, once we get to the winter season, I'll discuss that then. But for football, we no longer accept any cash at the gate. All tickets must be pre-purchased. If you're a student, we still ask you to buy your ticket. If you have an activity ticket, we still ask you to go on, download it so that we can cross-check your student activity ticket and also that you're signed in for the game. We do this for security purposes, plus we have a limit that we're only allowed to allow into our games. So that's why we have gone to this system. And once halftime is over, the start of the third quarter, with a ticket or not, no longer anyone is allowed into the game at that point. Again, it's more for like safety issues. Same thing for students. Like if you're coming to a dance at a certain point, you cannot come in if you're late. So far, everything's been great. We still got a couple more home games, and hopefully we'll get some more games for the postseason.
Hope to see you at all of our events. Moving forward, this is crunch time now. We have playoffs starting. We have our teams in their stretch runs. Let's get out and support our Red Devil athletes that work so hard. And as always, go Red Devil Nation.
The annual Ray Hoagland Cross Country Invitational was held at the East Hampton Sports Complex on September 27th. While also competing at the event, RVTV's Leah Sackdalen and Delaney Deary were there to meet the runners and take in all the action.
It is Saturday,
September 27th, and we are at RVRHS Sports Complex, and that guy is running up behind you, and we are at the Ray Hoagland Cross Country Invitational. I am your host, Leah Sackdalen, and behind the camera, the one with the camera, holding the camera, is Delaney Beery. That's the finish line just over there. Right now, I believe middle schoolers are running. I believe their race is 2 miles long. However, varsity girls are running at 10:45. As you can see, the other schools, we have Gateway, Woodbury, Sterling, bunch of schools here, guys. Past that, everyone, this is Dream Bailey. And what time do you think you're gonna run today?
I'm gonna try to aim for 21 minutes.
21 minutes? What motivates you to run?
My father, because I gotta get ready for indoor track and then spring track and all that.
Marcus Hutchinson.
Okay, so how are you feeling about today's race?
Tired, but ready.
I get that. What time do you think you're gonna run?
Hopefully below 23 minutes. Yeah.
What motivates you to run?
Finishing.
Who am I here with?
You're here with Teddy Jones. Alex Kinney.
Okay, are you both of you racing today?
I am racing today, yes.
I am not.
Okay. What's your 5K PR?
5K PR, 16:42.
16:36.
Matthew Galenda.
Okay. What race are you running?
I am running the 2-mile race as a freshman.
Okay, word. What do you think your time is going to be?
I think I'm going to go sub 15, which means I'm probably going to hope to get to 7:20 miles.
Oh, yeah. So, what motivates you to run?
Just this amazing team, like the coach has done well, and I just want to do well.
At RVTV, we have a large collection of shows and games from the past 40 years. Let's now open up the vault and take a look at some classic clips with the Red Devil Rewind.
And now the RVTV highlight of the month. September's most exciting moment came in the second overtime of the boys' soccer game against prep school powerhouse Del Barton. With just over 3 minutes remaining, junior Manny Payton scored the game winner to give RV a 4-3 victory, defeating the Green Wave for a second consecutive year. And that's the RVTV highlight of the month.
We're here for a home match for the Rancocas Valley Red Devils. They're playing Eastern. Casey to Krista. Colleen keeps it in play. Eastern pushing the ball outside. Back row coming up. Krista to Laura Hadachuk outside to Colleen. Colleen keeps it in play. Down the line for a point. Good pass by Eastern to the middle, their big player. Plays it up. Rachel with a good hit back row. Ball's in play. Oh, and up into the net. Bad break for the Red Devils since that was going to be a free ball coming back. Looks like we've got a collection of balls up there, 3 or 4 of them up there. Play. Ball's in play. It's a double. It's a double. The referee called a double. Well called. An unfortunate call, but the right call. And Rancocas wins the match, 25-22.
Welcome to the October 28th edition of Playback Video Magazine. Today we have a very special show for you. We're going to present last week's homecoming festivities as seen by the playback camera crew of Earl Powell, Andrew Brenner, and Jerry Krakenberg. Some of the players talked about their situation, and here's D. Wall with his comments.
Yeah, we might win. I'm not going to say anything really because I thought we were going to win a lot of them, but we didn't. So I'm just going to say we'll probably win.
And here's a few words from Big Mike Hustler.
I think we have a real good chance of winning. The team gets together, plays good ball like we did the first game against Hamilton. I think we could beat Pemberton.
That's all for now, everyone. Check out the games from today's Sports Desk and more on the RVTV YouTube channel. From everyone on RV, I'm Rock Roberson, your play-by-play commentator and Sports Desk host. We'll see you next time on Sports Desk.